pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, be seated. All right, so tonight we're going to start with some well-deserved awards, and the first group being recognized tonight is the girls volleyball team, varsity volleyball team. Great job. And state champions. So we do have some awards to present. I don't know if your is your coach here? No? Okay.
He's in Florida.
Oh, okay. Is Coach Cassie or anyone? Okay. Well, thanks for coming, girls. And thanks for winning the state championship.
I know, that was awesome.
Dr. McGuire like to speak?
Yeah, Dr. McGuire. Dr. McGuire, would you like to say anything?
And just how proud we are of you,
Oh, there's Cassie.
and how graciously and competitively you represented our school. We appreciate all of the hard work and dedication you put into your season and for your seniors, for your 4 years here. So congratulations. We're so proud of you. And we hope you continue to go on with your coach.
Thank you. I did see Coach Cassie just walked in. Did you want to say anything, Coach Cassie, about your team, or did you? I know you just spoke last night, so it's okay. The award ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, we didn't mean to put you on the spot. We're just excited you're here. So I'll call off the names, and Chair Mrs. Berry will give out the awards. If you wouldn't mind, you guys are great. I also want to tell you how proud you were when I could tell you were going to win, but boy, it was tough. It was a nail-biter at the end. Oh my gosh. We were so excited for you. So thank you again for coming. We just feel like we just honored you like a few months ago, right? Your team. So when you get your award, would you mind kind of coming over here and we'll take a nice picture? So first we have a few folks that aren't here today. So I'll call all the folks that are able to come, and then we'll name everyone else who isn't here tonight. So first we have Hannah Petrillo. All right, we have Nola Timo. Oh, we're taking pictures. Sorry.
I'll take one idea.
There you go. All right. We'll get this down. All right, we have Lily Russell. Madeline Rossignol. Michaela Muldoon. Avery Morrow. Okay. Reese Williams. And we will call you up here. Where did Coach go? Coach Casey Lee. Great. And also on the team, with the amazing team, Ariana McCarthy, Tyler May, Sylvia Hallinan, Julia Kelly, and Rachel Ruck. With our additional coaches, David Moore, Kara Russell, and Neelan Dunlop. Great job.
Awesome job, guys.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, our next award are the Abigail Adams Scholarship Awardees. So, I'm not sure who's
So, as everyone knows, in 10th grade, you take an MCAS test that until this year really counted. We think that, it will count in the future because we'll be proud of your work. We're exceptionally proud of this group of students because they scored at or above a certain level that gets them a full scholarship to a state school in Massachusetts. It isn't room and board, but it's full tuition. So if they make that choice to go to one of our many state schools, they will have full scholarship. So they've already received their letters in the mail. Those came kind of without us knowing, where you said, wait a minute, how did they already know? But then we decided to bring you guys here tonight because we're so proud. So I'll be calling off the names of folks that are here. And if you wouldn't mind doing the same thing, it'd be really fantastic. Great. So we have Abdul Bari. Michael Dinker. Addison Dion. Luca Fenton. Ryan Hayden. Jason Kahane. Did I get your name right? Kagan, I'm sorry. Jason King. Everyone messes my name up, so I can't feel that. K-N. Logan Kusa. He's sure in the musical. Go see Logan in the musical. Go, Logan. Molly Lodge. Jeffrey Luce. Ella Martins. Muskan Patel. Sam Rayner. Nate Reynolds. Sorry there, Nate. Thanks for coming. Congratulations. Liam Roach. Taylor Sage. Timothy Smith. Alexander Stowe. Congratulations. Reese Williams. Ryan Whitkiss.
Are they all in track musical?
Many could be. And also, we know that Ezekiel Roush couldn't make it here tonight because he's transferred out of state, but we did want to congratulate him as well. So for all of our John Abigail Adams Scholarship winners, congratulations.
Thank you.
You got it. Great.
Thank you.
It's always the best kind of meeting when it starts with awards. So,
Oh, I know.
thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming, too.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, moving along. There's no correspondence, so we're going to move right into the student spotlight, which this evening is Bourndale Elementary. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. So if you would like to leave, if you would like to, we would love for you to stay. The student spotlight is great, so you might want to watch the student spotlight and then sneak out.
If you would like to leave, yes.
Is that big enough?
Here's the
Yep, you can stand right there. And if you don't mind just introducing yourselves first and then telling that you're the reps for school.
Hi, my name is Taylor Smart.
Oh, girls, I'm so sorry. You have to be really close to that mic, though.
Because that's for
Yeah.
cable.
My
Yep.
bad, I'm sorry.
There you go.
Hi, my name is Taylor Smart. I am a sophomore here at Bourne School School, and I joined the student advisory this fall.
Hi everyone, my name is Adriana Zamora. I'm a junior here at Bourne, and this is also my first year on the student advisory.
So this month, we will be shining a spotlight on Bournedale Elementary School, and we'd like to introduce one of their newest staff members, Shamrock. He is a certified therapy dog, and his handler is their vice principal, their assistant principal, Ms. McLaughlin. And we really thought that he would make the best spotlight because, I mean, obviously, he's looking adorable.
So Shamrock comes into the elementary school on Wednesdays. So on Wednesdays, he'll greet the students on their way in, whether it be parent drop-off or where the buses drop off. He walks around the hallways and classrooms. He assists students who might need help in de-escalation situations. He has one-on-one visits with students who earn Shamrock bucks, which we'll touch later on. And he's available to the staff at any time throughout the day.
So here's a video of Shamrock in action. This is one of the biggest Shamrock bucks contenders. Yep. And you can start the video. Are you ready?
This is a PDF, so it's not a video.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, he basically
sorry.
just says that Shamrock is his favorite pet and that he loves dogs and that's why he loves Shamrock. He's not a man of many words, but it was very impactful, trust me.
Therapy dogs in school physically, emotionally, and socially affect not only the students but staff as a whole. Like I said earlier, Shamrock especially, he really helps with de-escalation situations.
So this is how Shamrock encourages B2B behaviors in the school. For those of you that might not know, even though it's been around for quite a long time, B2B behaviors are when a student exhibits respectfulness, responsibleness, or shows their knowledge of safety. So essentially, when the students are caught having a kind act or exhibiting any of those behaviors, they are then given a ticket. Those tickets go into a raffle, and then whoever gets picked from the raffle earns a Shamrock buck. With those Shamrock bucks, at any point in the year, they are allowed to turn them in on Wednesdays because that's when Shamrock is in the school, and they just tuck them into Shamrock's little service vest, and that's how they earn their time with Shamrock. That's for their one-on-one time. Of course, he makes rounds around the school all day, but you know. So our friend Harry here, he's over there. He's a little shy. He was talking to me earlier, and he was saying that he loves Shamrock and that he does encourage him to be respectful, responsible, and safe. This was supposed to be another staff interview. This was a video, but there seems to be a little bit difficult with that. This is just one of the teachers at Bournedale Elementary. She's a kindergarten teacher named Miss Green, and she is expressing how Shamrock really unifies the school because and comforts all the students because he reminds the kids of their pets at home. And it's kind of hard to summarize the video, but
I think that's really
yes, so that's essentially what happened. And an interview was conducted with the school adjustment counselor, Tori McMahon, and she had a couple of really nice quotes. I'm not sure them.
She said, as a school adjustment counselor, I think that having a therapeutic dog not only brightens the day of the students but the staff. She also said that he really lifts up the kids and provides support in a way that humans just can't.
So we really think that having the school adjustment counselor means a lot because it shows what a powerful impact Shamrock has made on the students and how positive he makes each of their days, and it just ultimately gives the students something to look forward to. And like you said earlier, he's just a really fantastic way to make connections with all the students and the staff because they all have something in common, and the thing that they have in common is their love for Shamrock. Thank you. I don't know if Shamrock wants to come around and say hi to everyone. He's a pretty social guy.
And they brought their shamrock books to show you that so this is Harry and this is Ainsley. They're the first Shamrock Buck recipients for showing behavior.
Well, congratulations.
That's awesome.
It's an honor. Great job.
So he dressed up for you tonight. Did his
very fancy.
holiday
Plaid.
But yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for bringing Shamrock.
you.
Do you guys like having Shamrock in your school? Yeah. What's the best part about having him in your school?
That's a dog.
You see a lot of kids all day, but not dogs, right?
Yeah.
You could tell how famous Shamrock is because we just walked through the Shrek rehearsal and there's probably about 15 BES students there, and the whole rehearsal had to stop because the entire group stood up screaming his name, and the poor professor or whoever it was what's that? It's just the famous Shamrock.
Shamrock's adorable.
Yes, very adorable.
Thanks for the great
Thank you so much. Yeah, you did a great job. Very good presentation.
So what's the old saying, you should never come after cute kids or dogs?
I know.
That's the famous saying,
Yes,
right? And I have to come after both.
I'm glad I told my part.
Those were just exceptional. I'm sorry that I don't know why it was a PDF, but ladies, if you do have the original, I can try to bring it up later, or we can link it.
I emailed it to you, Dr. Joe.
Recently?
Just now.
Okay, I'm going to go in and look and try to cue that up. What a great job they did summarizing, though.
Can we put that on the website, too? Is that possible? To have that?
Absolutely.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah,
That's a
we'll
good
make sure that
idea.
we put it up there.
Thank you.
Thank you, great job. So I don't have much for tonight. There's been an awful lot going on in the district, wonderful things, as you've seen from different press releases, there's been events, but you'll hear about all that tonight. What I did have, just as a special topic, are some enrollment data that we've gotten. As you'll hear later on, we do have our strategic planning committee that's been ongoing, and as part of that work, 2 meetings ago, because we had one today, was a big data meeting. And that data meeting, we looked at all kinds of things, from MCAS to student surveys to you name it, every little piece. But some of that was enrollment, and I know that's a hot topic here as we look at, our district, the demographics, and where we are. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of that because it was prepared for us for the strategic planning. So every year we get a report from this group called NASDAQ, the New England School Development Council. We pay for this service for them to pull this together for us. And they go off of everything from census data to the numbers from the Department of Ed. And it shows you historical numbers by grade. They always go back at least 10 years. Grade distributions, it's all in the folder and it's all linked to the original agenda. They'll show you historically where we've been. You can see our pandemic dip just like everywhere else in the Commonwealth. And then you can see enrollment projections. So what's interesting here, I always look at this here, it shows you how many births were in that actual year. And then it shows you if it's an estimate based on births or if it's just a guesstimate going forward. And so there's so much data here, I don't expect you to take it all in and think about it now, but this is something that we look at every year all the time when we're looking at how many kindergartners might come up or what have you. There's also, there's just an awful lot here. So take a peek at that. You can see they're saying our projected enrollment had a dip but is projected to increase. Again, even though it's slight, we do think that we're pretty stable comparatively to some other places on the Cape. And then even in our meeting today with a few folks who are on the Board of Select and part of our strategic planning committee, we had a lot of discussion about the housing developments that are slated to be opened, 2 very large ones in the next, few years. So that really could, again, skew this in the upward direction back to the days when we were in the 2000s. So it is definitely, I don't know if the right word is volatile, but it's something that is ever changing. So you can see right now, without any of those housing developments, where our projecteds are.
I know, we've got a Shrek rehearsal going on in the background. That was so exciting. Great combinations. Like I said, there's more data than you'd want to see there. This shows the number of births in the town and the actual K enrollment. And you could see that here in the 23-24 year, we were very close, which means that almost all the students, almost all the children who were of the grade age 5 were coming to our kindergarten. So that's kind of what that means when it comes together here like that. Then you've got some additional information. So this shows you, because I get this question a lot, well, if they're not in Bourne Public Schools, where are they? So these show Bourne residents, so school-age students who live in Bourne who are going to different places, and it shows you some of those trends. So you can see those numbers there. CTE stands for Career and Technical Education. Non-public, which would be like private parochial school. And I get all the lists. I have names of students and who they are and where they live and if they're siblings with other students in the school. So I have all of that information from the Department of Ed, but this gives it to you in numbers, again, without identifying information, which is the way it should be put out.
Are there other technical schools, or is it just Upcape Tech?
So then essentially this would be Upper Cape Tech's numbers. My first year here, I believe we had one student at Bristol Aggie, so it would be a difference of one. But yeah, for the past few years, these would be the Upper Cape Tech schools enrollment. Choice in, these would be the number of students coming into the district from other schools. Choice out, Bourne students going to other places. Out of district special education, these are tuitions that are basically students who we can't accommodate for all their needs. So it might be day or it might be residential, and they all have very different tuition rates. But you can see that number has changed over the years. It's a moving target. And then we have homeschool here as well. I'm not sure what happened in 21-22 if the Department of Ed just didn't capture that number very well. But you can see we've been steady since the pandemic coming back.
The choice out includes the tech schools, correct?
No,
that's
CTE
additional.
would be just Upper Cape Tech.
Correct, but the choice out, does that include that number, or that's in addition?
In addition.
I believe it's in addition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's everything, right, though? That's like charter schools, private schools.
I'd have to check where charter goes. Usually there's another column for charter, but I do believe, looking at those numbers, that includes charter. If I were to, I can go back and decide. I have them in 2 different columns in all my data, because charter usually gets paid for differently than choice out. But I have all those numbers actually in the next slide deck, so I can show you some of that, and it might make sense. They also, like I said, have building permits, and so you can see when you're looking at, are they multi-units, are they single families, and we know that this number has changed just in 2024, because this was given to us, I believe, a couple of months ago. Then you have enrollment trends, kind of where are things going. You can see in Massachusetts there was a decline of 66,000 students from years before, and then there's just some data on how they get their data. So the other one I'd like to show you has a few more pie charts, and these were from, where am I here? This was also given to the Strategic Planning Committee for them to peruse and look at. I'll put it in slideshow mode. I pulled this together based on all the many reports that we get from the Department of Ed. So like I said, I cleaned it of names and addresses and what have you, but it has a little more data to see where kids are. So let me see, I want to make sure I've got them there. So school attending data, so this is the report I get, it's called school attending. This data comes from the Mass Department of Ed each January. We call it the January 1st report. It lists students who are residents of the district who do not attend the school district. So it's kind of the columns that you saw represented there. So this shows you by grade, kind of what grade levels are Bourne residents, but they're in other places. That could be all those other places that I mentioned, everything from homeschool to technical school. Then it shows you where they are. Again, not by grade, but, and I had a little note because I was interested to know 150 of these students, so N equals 486, that's the total number of students. I'm a data person, so I was going to give you the N. 150 of them were siblings of another student that were either at the same school or had made the same choice.
again, when you're able to see a lot of discrete data, you can see, oh, look, this whole household has chosen to go here. Or, I know that person, they work in Falmouth, and that makes sense to me. So, all of those things matter, I think, when you're looking at the big picture. But you can see when people say, where are our kids going, you can actually see real numbers. And that was for the 23-24. That's not for the current school year because, again, it's a January 1st report. Okay? Here's the charter look. I figured we'd want to just take a look at how many students and in which grades. You see where they're headed. Closer look at homeschool. These are the different grades for homeschool. Sometimes we have, we have more in a certain grade, but oftentimes we have whole families. I mean, Barbara does all of our homeschool. I used to do that in my former role. And you will see often it's for religious choice or for philosophical choice, and it's the whole family, everyone. Not always, though, and people have that choice. Here's the private schools, so you could see even Bridgeview Montessori is counted as a private school, so those are the ones that are representing the littles. I believe they only go up to 3rd grade, I could be wrong. And then the other, different schools and the different grade levels. Here's your school choice out. So this was the question asked a few minutes ago. So 132 last year were school choice out. And it shows you where. 82 of them were going to Falmouth, 35 to Sandwich, and then various other ones. And then it shows you the grade levels are pretty balanced.
Carrie, do you, I know we've talked about the kindergarten kids that go to North Falmouth because of this side of the bridge. Do you get to the point where you tease out which families went to kindergarten and then have just stayed there for their 4 years?
I haven't done a longitudinal. I'm able to see zip code, right? So I can see that is a trend in some places, that there's, predominantly this zip code is going here. I mean, it's a very geographically close place.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't been able to, because that would be multiple reports I'd have to pull and see over time. But again, when you're seeing the count for grade, but with the grades being distributed pretty evenly, that is telling me that, yeah, they're staying for a bit. Anecdotally, we do have a lot of kiddos coming back at grade 3 in BIS. So, we'd have to go back and look at that. I think that we're not at a place, we're not far enough out from the pandemic to know if something's a real trend. We're also not far enough out having BIS be established to really know if this is a trend or if it was the pandemic. It's kind of a funny thing. Because during the pandemic, the other thing that happened is other districts were able to offer more in-person schooling to younger grades because their classrooms were physically bigger than the ones we had at BIS. So I don't know if that deterred people and they jumped ship then. But we do get a lot of school choice in middle school, which tells me our middle school is a place people want to be. So that's another thing to look at. I don't know if I answered it completely.
I get you.
No.
Thank you.
So this is school receiving. This is the opposite coin. These are students coming to us. Same thing, it's a January 1st. And this shows you the grade levels. So there's 108 last year that were coming to us from different grade levels. And you can see some grade levels have more students than others, which is why this number fluctuates. But if you look again at our grade 7, 8, 6, these are the larger bands. We don't usually take school choice in kindergarten right away because we don't know what Ks are coming up. So we really hold on that number until August. And then we're able to say yes or no when we know those class sizes are appropriate. Here's where children are coming from to our district. And then here's some of our historical data. So I tried to go back at least 10 years for most of these. I want to thank Teresa Vincent for pulling all this data for me. She went back and asked Desi for a lot of things that weren't at your fingertips anymore. So what you can do here, again, this is all linked, is you can head right into the actual data. This is what a school attending would look like. So you can see all this data in here, all these different forms. But I made some pretty nice pie charts for you.
I like those better.
Here's a few more with those different links, just so that you can take a look. All the different years. So if you wanted to see, I'll stop there for a second. So for example, this is sorry, it's very hard for me to see, local public. So these are the students in our school district. These are the students in vocational over the past 10 years from Bourne. So you can see that data. These are the charter numbers. I was happy to see this has been decreasing over the years, the number going to charter. And then you have the links to the spreadsheets. So again, I just wanted the full committee to be able to see that because it was prepared for our strategic planning. And that actually concludes my part. We have lots of other great things to hear about, but I would open it up to any questions. Great. Okay, so I'll bump it over to Dr. Starkey with a teaching and learning update.
Good evening, everybody. Since we met last, we had a full professional day here in the district. The day was dedicated to DEIB work. The day opened with a keynote speech from Dr. Khalees Warnham, and it was followed by a series of workshops all connected to DEIB. I want to give special appreciation to some of our staff members who conducted workshops for their colleagues. So I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Julie Rigo-Vogel, Brittany Robinson, John Leroy, Sarah Riggle, Laurie Murphy, Stacy Strassel, and Christina Ierardi for presenting workshops all around the topics of DEIB to their colleagues. During the day, another set of presentations of note were conducted by the SEED organization in conjunction with Wellesley College, and that was a series of workshops that all of our staff members attended. We received very good feedback from the staff on the day. They felt like it was a day of worthwhile professional development, much like our day back in August. So our PD is trending in the right direction this year. I'd also like to share with you that we did engage in our DESE tiered focus monitoring review of our EL program here in the district. I cannot share too much information because we don't have a final report yet, but I can tell you that we received very high marks or praise in the area of relationship building with the students here in the district. And our DESE representative made note of the profound impact of the newcomers who were with us last year on our program and practice here in the district. And again, I'd like to recognize some of our staff members who took part in the interviews. That would be Doreen Whalen O'Shea, Kat Coulis, Angela Ribeiro, Bill Dow, Rachel Sellers, Brittany Robinson, Hannah Walsh, and our 4 principals. When we do have the final report, I'll share the findings with you here at a school committee meeting. You can anticipate that, I'd say, about March. I'd also like to acknowledge tonight Kim Iannucci and Anne-Marie Strode, who presented about BHS's innovation pathways at an Innovation Career Pathway in My Career Academic Plan workshop sponsored by DESE. Kim and Anne-Marie shared BHS's planning and our approach to MyCap and Innovation Pathways integration here at the school, so they should be lauded for their representation of BHS at that workshop. And then I'd also like to offer congratulations tonight to Lisa Dix and Jesse Clements for organizing a really successful community resource fair combined with Bourne Celebrates Everyone that happened in between our last meeting and this meeting. Attendance at the event was very, very high. I'd like to acknowledge the Nye Foundation for funding Alex Torres and his Latin Orchestra for their representation during the day and their work with our students here specifically at the high school, and then Alex Torres and his Latin Orchestra played in the evening. The event was very well attended and spirited, so lots of praise and accolades to our community members who came out and provided meaningful resources to our community members who were here in attendance. So that's in short my report, but I do also want to include tonight information about a field trip that you'll be voting on later this evening. So I'm going to call up Dr. McGuire. Oh, we're on a pause here.
Can we do an MCAS award?
Absolutely.
Let's come up again.
Sorry I was late. I had a deck of parent meeting.
No worries.
No worries.
Okay. I think that Dr. McGuire has it here.
He's like a superstar, this kid. Unbelievable.
What is this pocket square matches his tie? You didn't pick up on that?
No, because I can't see that part. But that, like, even his, even his attire.
So again, I'll give the hope for all of our viewers at home. There's
There's so many.
we know you're watching, and you can watch it on replay too. So this is, I'm going to read the whole thing. Certificate of Excellence for Jeffrey J.T. Luce has been awarded this certificate in recognition of receiving a John and Abigail Adams Scholarship for outstanding performance on the spring 2022-2023 MCAS Comprehensive Assessment System test. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
We look forward to hearing where you'll be going someday.
Yeah, hopefully Northeastern.
All right, I'm a Husky too.
Oh, really?
Go Huskies, yeah.
It
Congratulations.
is a big deal.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you for coming.
Pretty soon he was going Northeastern. It's not going to give him anything there.
Is he going to Northeastern?
That's what he found out.
Is that his mother?
Yeah.
It's not his mother. It's not.
All right, Dr. McGuire, please take us to Woods Hole.
I am so excited to be presenting this, and it's a little bit later than an overnight field trip typically would be because Woods Hole has received a $200,000 award from the state to support these programs. So they have a high school science discovery program. They are 3 days or 5 days, and they charge for the 3-day program $1,400 per student. So they're offering us a fully funded trip for our students to partner with them and go experience the very high-level science that takes place at Woods Hole and everything that they do there, which is just incredible. So the Marine Biological Lab is over at Woods Hole, and students get to work with the cutting-edge tools, equipment, the techniques, and the staff who are there to tackle key questions in biological science, in bio, microscopy, and data analysis. So we know as a marine bio lab that they are focused on kind of the oceanographic side of things, but this is the skills and the concepts that students will learn here are transferable outside of marine biology because they're concepts that have to do with human health, both land animals and marine. So the concepts are really ones that they can take far beyond this experience. So it is, they've expanded their model of advanced research training courses that they have used for years with pre- and postdoc training, and they're applying it to high school students. They want students to have an immersive experience at the high school level to say, is this kind of science, is this kind of lifestyle and researching and the things that we do and the tools that we use, is this something I could see myself doing before they get out of high school, so they have a really immersive, awesome experience at a younger age. So that's how this program started. And Woods Hole does this currently and has had students from Maine to New Jersey take part in their programs, which usually happen, their sweet spot is between December and March because of their own research schedules. So there's a range of possible courses that our students could be impacted to, they could take part in. They do one course because start to finish, what they start on day one, they start to see results, and they get to analyze that data and come to some findings on day 3. So they track one of these possible courses straight through on the 3 days that they're there. And they're full days, 8 to 5 in the lab. So we really think that students who are interested in science, who are taking our science courses or in our pathways, or really considering science post-high school for further study, would really have a lot of value in this program of what it looks like, who's working there, can I see myself doing this? So really a great impact. The program that we're looking at is 3 days, 2 nights. It is immersive, so they stay on site in the dorms of Woods Hole. The costs would be funded by this grant that Woods Hole received, and then our transportation is NIE funded. And that includes room and board, the lab supplies, the equipment, and the activities. And they would have 2 nights of dorm-style accommodations, daily cafeteria meals for the 3 days that they're there. So for logistics, they have invited 10 to 16 of our students to participate, along with 2 staff members. It's dorm-style housing on campus, where they also have a dining center, so students will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner there. The student rooms are doubles, the teacher rooms are singles, and they will participate in lab safety training, lecture and lab time, hands-on time. It's a full day. They have their Marine Resource Center tour. They have rare books that they want students to see, including a first edition Darwin that they allow them to touch. I just think is unbelievable. And they get to interact with the staff and students who work there. So one night they do a panel discussion with some of the research fellows who are there, and then they have a more social event the second night, so that they really get the feel and the experience of who's living and working here and what is that like. There are some really nice partnerships that Woods Hole has fostered. One is with MIT, and we know they do a lot of exchange there, and also with the University of Chicago. They have a partnership now. So some really great outside of Massachusetts folks coming to Woods Hole. We know this is a preeminent research facility, so to bring exposure to the people who are there. So if approved tonight, we have started to feel out students in our science program to talk about this. It's open to students in grades 10 through 12. We would ask students who are interested to meet with us. If there's more interest than the 10 to 16 students, we have criteria for how to weed that down. That includes grade. Is the student in a science pathway? How many science courses have they taken with us? They do have to have completed biology. And then we'll have informational meetings for parents, look at our roster and see what needs we may have medically in accordance with our policies to support our students who are going. It is a full, there's no commuting, thank you. You like that? Sounds like and then, so in the facility, the floor would be dedicated just to Bourne High students and the chaperones, so we would be there. I have also offered to attend if that's helpful overnight. Students will have their cell phones, not in the lab, and really kind of emulate that hands-on, all hands on deck time with the researchers.
Sounds amazing.
This is an incredible opportunity, and the grant for 16 students is almost $23,000. So Woods Hole felt very strongly that if they were going to offer this to schools, they wanted it to be their neighbors, and particularly schools they haven't worked with before. So they work with Falmouth pretty regularly, and our students have not participated in this program previously, so they said this is a relationship that both they and we want to foster and develop and strengthen. So we have one of our senior interns working over at the MBL this year, and we're really trying to strengthen that partnership, particularly with our science pathways. Yes?
So did you reach out to them, or they reached out to us? Because I feel like you're finding a ton of great connections.
We've been talking to them more, and then they reached out to us when they won the grant.
Nice.
So they offered us,
so
and
good.
that, I mean, as soon as that happened, I was like, great, save us a date, and I'm going to school committee. And so
That's awesome.
that's how that worked. They are holding the week of February 3rd, 3, 4, 5 is our anticipated time. It was least impact to student schedules as far as athletics and other activities, DECA, things that are plays, things that are happening. So they would go Monday morning, first thing, head over there by 9 a.m., and they'd be home Wednesday around 5:30.
Such a good
In
opportunity.
time for school committee.
I was already talking to Miss J earlier, and I was like, I think I have a school committee meeting that night, so I might have to leave and come back.
Then you could be excused for that. Yeah.
Because you're going to talk to
Is
us
this
later.
something that is going to happen annually? I mean, this is fantastic.
Yes.
So, to the cost of $22,400, sure, potentially. I think this is the kind of thing we'll look at. Are there other opportunities throughout the year? Are there day opportunities? We know, there's no cost attached to a student interning there. Can we develop and build out a larger cohort going over for things like that maybe have less of a price tag? This is an incredible opportunity. We're really excited to see how it goes, how our students receive it. They say it is so impactful. Kids are writing their college essays about this experience. It's
Nice.
really,
It's
it affirms career choices and future aspirations. So I think we know that the outcome and the impact is going to be incredible for our kids, particularly those interested in science. The next step will be like, how do we find the money and make it happen if we want to do it again? And we'll cross that bridge.
I agree.
So these 3 days are just Bourne students' days? There's no other...
So they may have other programs running. They dedicate this program, their professor, staff, is just Bourne. So the program that you're working, the staff you're working with, the lab you're in, the dorm floor you're in is just exclusively Bourne.
Good
If we had 8 students and couldn't field a full group of 16, they would consider a partnership with another school of smaller size, but we know we have the interest, so we can do the full group.
Okay.
Are you interested in voting for it now?
Yes, we'll vote for it right now.
Okay, I move that we approve the field trip to the Woods Hole Oceanographic
MBL.
MBL, thank you. I need some hand motions there. For our Bourne students in grades 10, 11, and 12.
I second. Okay, all those in favor of approving the trip to MBL? Aye. Opposed? Awesome. Congratulations, this is fantastic.
Yes, thank
What
you.
an experience, thank you.
Share the outcome with you.
Yeah, can't wait to hear about it.
Wait.
Thank you.
You don't need chaperones?
You have a special
Somebody from the school committee would really enjoy that.
Thank you for doing that. So now on to Mr. Geist for our budget and facilities update.
Thank you, Dr. Jones.
Yeah, we'll do that next.
You want to do it now or next?
Mr. Geist, if you would acquiesce, we would let our principals talk about their upcoming events. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right.
I'll start.
Because Mr. Geist is Principal Carpenito this evening.
Fantastic. All right.
It's not quite as cute as I am. But, I'll give it a go. Okay, Bourneville Elementary, December 6th, this Friday, trimester 1 closes. Report cards will be available in Power School for families to view on the afternoon of Friday, December 13th. Next up on the 12th of December is PTA Family Fun Night. Join us in the Toad Jam Puppet Band from 5:30 to 6:30 for some music and fun. And rounding out the month of December on the 19th is the December Book Nook. Gently used books are available for $1. Grab one to read during winter break.
That's a nice idea.
Great. Thank you.
You did a nice job, thank you.
Ms. Colbert, come on up.
I was joking that last time I was up after the impact with the uniforms, the jerseys, and today it's after Shamrock, so I might have to ask to go first next time. It's really hard to top that, plus all the awards, so.
And my field trip.
And a field trip, and Mr. Rice, I mean, really, she was with that, we do have a lot of incredible events occurring the month of December at BIS. Starting this Saturday, in conjunction with transportation, we have our Step Bus. You might see it as you're coming up to BIS. I didn't see Ms. Downing's driving over or anything, but somehow it miraculously made it onto the grass. And that is this Saturday from 10 to 2. This coming Monday, the 9th, we have our annual Wampanoag visit for our grade 3 students, and that was organized by the amazing Lisa Dix, who we couldn't do any of this without her. And then on Tuesday, the 10th, we have our Winter Wonderland, which is our Title I event that is being in collaboration with Julie Rigo Bogo and Dr. Starkey, and the school is being transformed as we speak into a magical winter wonderland for next week. We then will begin our series of BIS concerts, starting with Wednesday the 11th. The BIS Band and Strings will be performing from 6 to 7. And then that Friday, the 13th, we have, which I've never done, I'm super excited, we have the BIS Jingle Jog, which I've seen pictures when I was actually in the classes last year, the school all lit up. So I'm really hoping that it's a beautiful, actually chilly night that night to get outside and run, and that is from 5 to 6:30. The week before vacation, that Monday, we have our BIS Singers performing with Dr. Michael Smith from 6 to 7. And something that we actually have just decided to do, it's something that you might see on TikTok, it's called an Underground Spirit Week. So it's something that the students do not know. It'll be staff only, and the students have to guess what the spirit days are that the staff are all dressing up as. So if you stop by BIS, you'll have to try to figure out what our theme is for that day based on the way that we're all dressed.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And that brings us into our vacation. So thank you all. And again, I request to go first next time. That was awesome. Or I'll bring something.
You have to bring a pet or something.
I've got dogs, you don't want my dogs.
Or cat.
Yeah.
So the Stuff the Bus, do we not do that at the Rotary anymore?
We do it everywhere.
You do it everywhere. Is there?
I think that's different. I think it's like the police collecting there at the
So-
Rotary.
I know this is
Toys
at
for
the
Rotary.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's like a
State
boat
troopers
there
are doing one as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
You see
all
something
right.
at the barracks. They're doing one
And
on
then
Saturday
we
also.
have one.
BIS, the bus.
Just BIS, that's it.
I don't know if it's in other places.
And then there's homeless for the holidays.
Homeless, yes.
They're collecting.
There's one over the bridge. I just wanted to make
They
sure.
do it on this Saturday, and it's like a party out there. It's so fun. to
Oh,
drop stuff
yeah.
off.
Oh,
Music
yes.
blasting, and
Yes, and I know
Yes.
that it's being held, the Santa's Workshop's being held at the middle school at the same time.
Yes.
so.
I know, I just hope, well,
Just buy lots of presents and you can.
yes,
And
yes,
you
exactly,
stop those
yeah,
things.
exactly. And then the concerts, are those open to the public?
Yeah.
Are they? Are they open to
They're
the
usually
public?
pretty full, though.
They are usually pretty
Yeah,
full,
I've been
okay.
to quite a
That'd be
few,
so
and people are
fun.
standing.
Standing room only over there.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been
I-
working
okay.
since the fall on
Yeah.
each of these.
But all of our concerts are open to the
Are
public.
open to the public.
Including our high school one, which has been moved. So I don't know if
Yes.
Dr. McGuire will
The
talk about
16
that,
or
but
17, yeah.
that is really, they're all wonderful to see, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See and hear.
Exciting.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now we have our tech director, Mr. Oliver, in for
I'll
Christine
be
Warning.
channeling Mrs. Warning this evening. So we've had a few recent celebrations at Bourne Middle School. We finished November with a fun and exciting turkey trot. Thank you to Mr. Mather and Mrs. Zeal for organizing a well-run and fun event for our entire building. Our students spent the morning completing the mile run and cheering for their peers, and many families joined our cheering section as well. Awards were presented to the top 10 female and male finishers in each grade at our assembly in the afternoon. Congratulations to our Quarter 1 Honor Roll students, as well as our Quarter 1 B2B award recipients. We celebrated these students' academic accomplishments and contributions to the BMS community at our Q1 Honor Roll B2B celebration yesterday in the Media Center. And we finished our One School, One Book selection, Harbor Me, with a school-wide gratitude activity. Students all wrote letters of thanks to another member of the BMS communities. Letters were shared with the recipients on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Huge thanks to BMS librarian Sarah Riggle for planning learning activities and fun events throughout the fall to celebrate One Book, One School, and engage all BMS students in the book. And we have a few upcoming events to talk about this evening. Grade 6 PE night, Capture the Object, on December 9th in the Bourne Middle School Gymnasium. This is a drop-off event for grade 6 students only. Our BMS band students have their winter concert on December 17th, and the chorus students have their concert on December 18th. Both concerts begin at 6 p.m. in the Bourne High School auditorium. And last but not least, on December 18th, we have our first career-connected learning planning meeting to begin the work for the recent grant Bourne Middle School was awarded through DESE. The team will plan events including a career hop for grade 8, mini internships for grade 7, and a building-wide career fair. And that is what's happening at Bourne Middle School.
That's awesome.
That's incredible. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Christine.
And Dr.
Very well.
McGuire?
So I would like to give a special thanks to Adjustment Counselor Maggie Gilbert, along with the Bourne Substance Free Coalition and the Nye Foundation for supporting our event with Chris Herron Tuesday before Thanksgiving. The event was very well received by students and staff, and we have been engaging in really great follow-up conversations with our students this week around the topic of substance-free and support for struggles with substances. We also held our B2B Quarter 1 Academic Awards recognition ceremony in November as well. In fall sports, we have many South Coast Conference Award recipients. In girls soccer, Paige Meter was named an SCC All-Star. Olivia Meter and Mallory Doyle received honorable mentions, and Reese Fitzpatrick won the Sportsmanship Award. In boys soccer, Nate Reynolds and Quinn Moriarty were named All-Stars. Mikey Dankert and Sean Kelly received honorable mentions, and Jacob Rue received the Sportsmanship Award. In golf, Griffin Kelly is the SCC All-Star. Luca Finton and Josiah D'Souza received honorable mentions, and Ronan Kelly received the Sportsmanship Award. In volleyball, Sophia Hallinan and Nola Timo are SCC All-Stars. Michaela Muldoon and Lily Russell received honorable mentions, and Reese Williams received the Sportsmanship Award. In cross country, Michaela Noonan and Olivia Trebuzio received honorable mentions, and Juliana Schultz and Will Buckley received the Sportsmanship Awards. Football's meeting tomorrow to receive their All-Star nominations and votes, so we'll stay tuned for that. Our winter concert has been rescheduled to Monday, December 16th at 7 p.m. here in the auditorium. The class of 2028 is hosting a Parents' Night Out fundraiser at BES tomorrow, so that should be exciting for both our students and theirs. Shrek rehearsals, as you've heard and seen, are in full swing, with performances to take place next week on Thursday and Friday, the 12th and 13th at 7 p.m., and a Saturday matinee at 2 p.m. Tickets are available at onthestage.com. Student Council is planning a Spirit Week leading up to the break and will be announcing their themes on Friday this week. We have door decorating going on next week and some other winter surprises before we leave on the 20th to usher in our pre-vacation school spirit. And recent graduates from BHS have been invited to join us on Friday, December 20th for a WIN presentation to students about adapting to life after high school, particularly in college. And we've asked these students to participate in a luncheon focus group to gather more specific information about their transition to college and their preparedness coming out of BHS, so we can continue to grow our programs in support of students here.
That's great.
So we're really excited to have them back and see them and garner whatever information we can to help our students here.
How far back do you go for the alumni?
So for this, we've reached out just to last year's, and then some students reach out to us. So that goes two ways.
Nice.
One of my goals is to start to build this network. 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10-year graduates of the last decade, gold alumni. I think that that's the demographic that can give us the most information about how we can support kids here to be successful after school. So we'll foster those relationships and continue to build that alumni database.
That's all. I love that. I think it's great.
Thank you.
That's you. Thank you. Well, yeah, I was just the 10 years, yeah. I could potentially be called. I'm just waiting.
I don't even know how to respond.
86, class of 86.
That's great. So back to Mr. Geist for your report. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Dr. Joe. In your folder, there's a chart of all of the grant awards that we've received to date. Total 10 so far, totaling just over $1 million. And again, lots of thanks to the people involved in getting those grants. Of course, Dr. Starkey plays a significant role, as does Kristen Donahue, both of their teams that support them. Because it takes a lot of time and energy to get these grants secured. Dr. McGuire, Christine Borning, and their staff for securing grants for their respective schools to start and/or enhance new programs for the students. And finally, also to Maura Dankert for her efforts in starting and expanding her coordinated family community engagement program to include the Parent Plus component. And all of these grant-supported programs are a great benefit for the students and families in the town of Bourne. So again, a big round of thanks to all the people who put in their time and energy to secure those grants. Any questions about any of those particular grants?
Are they competitive or?
Some are, some aren't. The title grants are non-competitive. The 240 grant is non-competitive. Early childhood is non-competitive. The ones on the bottom are competitive. 419, 424, 436, and 30.
Parent outreach is competitive as well.
Oh, sorry, and the 237, the parent outreach.
Thanks.
Whether or not they're competitive is, they still are, take a considerable amount of time and energy to get them through the process.
Okay, thank you. Okay, technology update.
Sure. So I have a couple of items for the committee today. Just recently began the process of applying for E-rate funds. As you may know, this program administered by the FCC subsidizes our internet and internal network devices at 60% reimbursement. This year, we'll be applying to update our Wi-Fi already at Bourne Intermediate School and for service and support contracts for our network equipment. Bourne Intermediate School will be the final school to receive updated Wi-Fi through the E-rate program, and all schools will now be on the same Wi-Fi platform, which is a lot easier to manage. I'll also be looking to add a secondary FiOS internet connection now that Bourne has FiOS. That'll help us with redundancy. In total, it'll be approximately $45,000 in E-rate funds that I will be seeking through the FCC. And last but not least, continuing to develop a policy around the use of artificial intelligence here in the district, working on best ways to support staff with this evolving technology, including professional development and sharing best practices. I would like to thank Dr. McGuire and Mr. Terry Donovan from the high school for their collaboration with AI policies and procedures. And that's what I have from technology.
Thank you. Great. Mrs. Donahue.
So as you know, November is a short but busy month. So we've continued to improve our understanding and use of the new IEP platform. Meetings across all grade levels have become more concise. Student and parent feedback is that the new format is lending to more positive and reflective conversations. So that's what we want to see, so that's great. A special thank you to Kate Hartley. She presented the new IEP at the recent curriculum subcommittee on my behalf, so thank you to her. We've continued to make progress with our transition to Power School. Chris and I think you would agree, had a very productive meeting that allowed for some of the data entries and conversion errors that we were experiencing that were making it a little bit more challenging to be rectified. And they also took note of other ways that they can help support us and rectify some of the issues through program updates on their end. So positive, we're moving in the right direction with that. And last but not least, we've distributed the parent notice regarding the special ed TFM that'll be coming. So parents have received that and it's been posted, and we'll be hitting into the next phase and getting ready for that for January.
Thanks. Any questions? All right, that concludes our report for this evening.
Great. Okay, so subcommittee reports. Curriculum subcommittee, is there anything additional?
We did have, besides a informative, to say the least, recap of the symposium or that a team of Bourne teachers went to for AI. The pluses and the negatives, we looked very informative. And then we had Kate Hartley present to us an update on the new IEP and how more student-centered it is and more student voice all the way through. You would think it would just be the upper grades, but all the way through from 2.9, she said, interviewing kids of what they would like to see themselves doing or what their likes and dislikes are, so that you really get to know the student and much more than the past. So it was very, very student-centered. Kate did a great job, as did Chris, trying to get my head wrapped around AI.
You did good, Lauren.
Thank you. Policy Subcommittee is meeting on December 18th. Budget and Facilities?
We did not meet, because we've had a few meetings, including the one up at the police station recently,
Right.
so we're up to date on everything.
Special Education Parent Advisory Council, CPAC?
Yeah, we had, actually right before here, and unfortunately I had to leave to come here, we had a presentation, and I didn't quite catch what her title was, but it was pretty informative, and I thought it'd be interesting, actually, I think it's something that a lot of teachers and parents could benefit from, on how to deal with children and their emotions.
Yep, she was a clinician from Pilgrim Area Collaborative. And so, yeah, she did a really nice job. It was called The Emotional Brain, and just how emotions impact our ability to learn and our receptiveness, and how best, and strategies to best address how students are presenting and help them to learn how they're presenting. So, yeah, it was great. Our next meeting is in January, which will be a focus on financial planning, the new year, new initiative. So planning through special needs trusts. So CPAC's doing a really nice job of pulling things together, so it's great.
Good, great. Collaborative, Maureen?
We have agreed to a contract with Dr. Hanscom. She'll be starting on January 21st as the new executive director of the collaborative.
Wonderful. Strategic Planning Steering Committee.
That's us, Kat. We had a meeting today, which was wonderful. It was long, but it went by pretty quickly.
It does go by very quickly.
It does.
Yes.
We talked a lot about core values. Many of you were there, so you're aware. A lot about core values and our mission statement. So it's coming along. We have a ways to go, but it's working its way.
And I'd like to add, too, thank you so much to all of the families that had filled out that survey. That was a pretty long survey. My attention span is pretty short. So I timed myself. Yeah. So
And students.
It was and students, yes. And it was, the questions were unbelievable. Like, they were just really thoughtful, I thought. And then...
Did we get a lot of feedback from that?
They did. We had, a lot of feedback. A lot of data. Yeah, that we're kind of sorting through now. And then, like Kat said, we're working right now on the mission statement and our core values. But the conversations are just so rich, and the enthusiasm in the room. Everybody's adding so much. All of you guys, the central office is there. We have such a nice group. We have a group of students. We have, drama parents, athletic parents. We have teachers. And I love what Pam, what do we call her?
Pam Gould.
the facilitator.
The facilitator said. She said it's not, you guys aren't dictating. The central office is not dictating how this is going to turn out. Not that I would mind if you did, but but it's just so collaborative, and just sorting through all of the data, and Pam and Gary are kind of sifting through it and bringing up, kind of keeping it nice and organized for us for the next meetings. But the conversations, I think it's so much fun.
It gives a lot of people a voice.
What was that?
Gives a lot of people a voice.
It really does.
That helps the whole community.
Yes. Yeah, and we have, the community's there. Yes, town administrators. Yes, it's unbelievable, the group. The select board, we have 2 great select board members, so it's really, I love it. Yeah. Good.
Can't wait to see how it all ends, but the process itself is fascinating.
It really
is. Really does feel good.
It does, yeah. So that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Committee.
I'm speaking on behalf of Jessie Clements tonight. So the DEIB committee participated in the successful Bourne Community Resource Fair, Bourne Celebrates combination event on November 7th. The committee would like to thank Lisa Dix for her work in planning the event. December 10th is the next committee meeting at 3:45 at the BIS Library Media Center.
Thank you. The District School Wellness Advisory Committee.
We have not yet met, but I am happy to report, we've met once, we had a whole schedule of meetings, but I am happy to report that we applied for and were accepted into the Massachusetts School Wellness Coaching Program. So this program pairs wellness committees with the school wellness coach for 6 hours of structured technical assistance to help school districts achieve compliance with the state and federal local wellness policy requirements. This was an expansion of a program that they had in the past. It's absolutely free to us, supported by the state legislature and the FY25 budget to expand the program to help schools get back on track with their wellness. I think that the trend that they were seeing across the state was that COVID sort of put that on the back burner for a lot of districts. It did for us as well. So we had one meeting. I'd like to thank Dr. Starkey, the co-chair, for getting that up and running. We had scheduled the other ones, but now that we have the coach, we're going to meet on when she's available. So I'll push out those dates to everyone on the committee when we get them. And I look forward to the process of reporting back to the committee on our goals and objectives when we finally get to them.
Thanks. Anything additional for subcommittees?
The tech committee did not meet this month.
I'm sorry.
That's
I missed
okay.
you. I didn't mean to.
No worries. Our next meeting will be January 14th at 3:30.
Great, thank you. Anything additional now? Did I miss anything else?
no.
Sorry. Okay, so action items, we have to need a vote to approve warrants and payroll.
Move to approve warrants and payroll. Did we get any?
Oh,
Probably
no,
this week did not,
we did
because
not, actually.
Katie is currently out of the office dealing with a family emergency.
So we don't have any to approve? Since last, I don't,
I think we approved 2 the last time.
You did.
yeah, okay. And we do not have minutes yet. We will have them minutes from the October meeting and the November meeting in, no, wait, I'm sorry. Wait a minute, do we have October? No, okay, we'll have October, November, and December in the next meeting.
Would you like to see the videos from,
Shamrock.
Sure.
yeah.
Oh, cute, yeah.
Great way to end the meeting. Is there anything else? Anyone? Further discussion? Okay, perfect.
So this one's live. Great.
Why do you block Shamrock? Because I like blocks. You do? And only does Shamrock at school make you happy? How come?
Because dogs are my favorite animal.
They do. How does Shamrock make you feel when he's here?
He's onto something.
He's blocking the other kids from coming. My dog.
I know that kid.
So cute. See, that one seems like a picture.
Hi, I am Mrs. Green. I am a kindergarten teacher at Bourne Elementary School. We just want to, we have our very favorite visitor in the classroom today. This is Shamrock, and all of my kids absolutely love seeing Shamrock come to visit. Some of them, it's a great reminder of their pets at home. Some of them absolutely love the sensory. There's nothing better than rubbing a nice, fluffy, warm dog. And some of them really count on Shamrock for special time when they really need to decompress, or when they have earned. It has become a fabulous, fabulous reward for those kids that need something to look forward to. We absolutely love having Shamrock here at school.
All right. There we
Oh,
go.
that's great.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone, very much. Need a motion?
Make a motion to
Adjourn. Adjourn. Is there, I said, yeah. Everyone has to adjourn. Abby?
Oh, yes.
Maureen? Kat?
yes.
And yes. Oh, no, yes. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
7:45.
Super early.